Hello, everybody. Welcome to the New Orleans Jazz Museum. I am here as a representative of the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park. That we are partners with the Jazz Museum doing programs just like this one that you're about to see, but today's a special one because it's the Arrowhead Jazz Band, and it's the band that's usually comprised of all park employees, like myself, and I'll drum roll the other park employee, but what we do is host these programs here that are really educational and are meant to entertain you as well as inform you a little bit on what jazz is. In fact, there'll be a Q&A section in the middle, so be ready where you can think about your questions already, so we won't have any dead silence. And we do these programs, and another important part of it is to invite local musicians from the scene to come and perform with us and sort of fill out the band. And today we have a very special band that's honoring some important music that we'll get into, but I first want to also recognize this beautiful painter we have to my right, your left, Monica Rose Kelly, doing, she's a resident visual artist at the New Orleans Jazz National Park, and she's been doing a few of these paintings here and at our location at 419 Decatur Street, and putting up beautiful paintings. And by the way, I need to tell you that my mom wants to buy one of your paintings. So we already have a purchase, and they will be purchased, I know, we'll talk later, that they will be for sale soon. You want to tell me what day?
Thank you, Saskia.
Yeah.
If anybody would like, I have postcards in the back. I have an exhibition at the other location on Decatur, 419 Decatur, on Friday, April 5th, from 2 to 6 p.m. And we will have Victor Campbell's Latin Jazz Solo playing as we continue.
Yeah.
Painting live and exhibiting all of the paintings, as well as some other musical artwork and the French Quarter Fest poster that I designed. So.
Yeah, awesome. So April 5th, 2 to 6 at 419 Decatur Street. Come and check out the beautiful program that Monica Rose Kelly has put together, showcasing all different types of art, musical, visual, and she's just, I mean, there's so much stuff that she's not just canvas paintings that she does, that she's into. She's also graphic design and so much more. So please come April 5th, 2 to 6 at 419 Decatur Street. And now are you ready for me to bring up the band? So we'll start with our resident bass player, Ranger, Carrie Lewis Sr. We have Jasmine Butler on drums. Audrey Smith on piano. Kate Campbell Strauss on saxophone. And my name is Saskia Walker. Thank you. All right. So this program is sort of an introduction to two incredible artists that I've grown to love. And though you obviously here for the first time, we do these programs and have the same set for about a month, and so we can really dive into this music because these musicians that we hire every month to fill out the band. So it's different musicians, and so we often have the first show is always the most trepidatious, as we have 1 hour before the show to figure out what we're doing. But this one is the fourth show of the month, so hopefully we'll be a little more well-oiled. And the music, however, is designed as an homage to Betty Carter and Carmen McRae. And they are two incredible jazz vocalists, and I would usually have my co-star and fellow New Orleans Jazz National Park employee, Jade Perdue, here, and we did a whole thing of doing it as a duet, but today you just get me. Unfortunately, she's not too well, but hopefully you won't be missing out, and I can fill the void for her voice as well. It'll be a huge challenge, but we'll get there, huh? So we'll start the show off with a tune that was actually written by Betty Carter. She got her fame in around the 1960s, And this tune is called Jazz Ain't Nothing But Soul. Getting up each time you get hit. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Jazz is living high off nickels and dimes, telling folks about what's on your mind. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Trumpets, basses, saxophone, rhythm making love. People wearing fancy clothes, it's the voice of the people. For me, jazz is all the truth to be found. Never mind who's putting it down. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Come on. wasted, living high off nickels and dimes, telling folks about what's on your mind. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Let me tell you, trumpets, basses, saxophones, rhythm and making love, people wearing fancy clothes. It's the voice of the people. For me, jazz is all the truth to be found. Never mind who's putting me down. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Jazz ain't nothing but soul. Thank you very much. Jazz ain't nothing but soul, baby. Up next, we have a tune written by Oliver Nelson, a great tune titled Stolen Moments that Betty Carter and Carmen McRae did on this major recording, live recording, that you should all check out after this show. And Kate and I will be Betty, and I'll be Betty and you'll be Carmen, okay? So yeah, let's get into it. You got it.
Me?
How I miss all our stolen little moments, the many times I'm not with you. They are such precious stolen moments that are meant only for us two. Whenever you're gone and I know you're not here, it's so hard to remember when you disappear. With your face always there right in front of me, dear, but you belong to her. But you belong to her. Why do we have to have stolen moments? Why can't I always have you near, holding you in my arms forever? And I'll never have anything whenever you're gone and I know you're not here. It's so hard to remember when you disappear, with your face always there right in front of me, dear. But you belong to her. I have heard when you have stolen moments, it is called unfair, unfair. I don't want to have just stolen moments, so be mine and I'll always care. Whenever you're gone, I know you're not here. It's so hard to remember when you disappear. Your face always there right in front of me, dear. But you belong to her. You belong to her. Come on. Kate Campbell Strauss. And now we'll feature Carrie Lewis Sr. You can't see me. We're gonna do Sometimes I'm Happy. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm blue. My disposition depends on you. I never mind the rain from the skies, just as long as there's sunshine in your eyes. Sometimes I hate you, sometimes I love you, but when I hate you, it's 'cause I love you. That's how I am, so what can I do? I'm happy when I'm with you.
honey, depends on you. I never mind the rain from the skies, just as long as there is sunshine in your eyes. Sometimes I hate you, sometimes I love you, but when I hate you, it's 'cause I love you. That's how I am. So what can I do? I'm happy. Hey, hey, I'm happy. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy. So happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Oh, so happy. I'm lovely as ever, I must admit. What's new? How did that romance come through? We haven't met since then. Gee, but it's nice to see you again. What's new? Probably I'm boring you, but seeing you is grand, and you are sweet to offer your hand. I understand. Adieu. Pardon my asking what's new, but seeing you is great. I haven't changed. I still love you so. Audrey Smith. What's new? But seeing you is grand, and you were sweet to offer your hand. I understand. Adieu. Pardon my asking what's new, but you couldn't know. I haven't changed. I still love you so. 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 Thank you. Audrey Smith on piano, Kate Campbell Strauss, Jasmine Butler on drums, Carrie Lewis Sr. on bass. So the time has come for what? The Q&A. So are you ready? We do take this time to really open up the floor to any questions you have about what we're doing here, how we got here, what about the music, about New Orleans, music in general,
any question that pops into your head. You ready? Go. Yeah. Is that a question or? Who was the first jazz singer? That is a crazy question. Yeah, like humanity? I don't know. Well, it's so hard to say because everyone here, see, here's the beautiful thing about the voice. Everyone has one. And so you don't need to learn how to play an instrument or, the first, because really the question is, when did jazz start, I guess, right? So then what is the definition of the first jazz singer? I mean, and then all of the instrumentalists also sang, because everyone has a voice. And if you're, it's a real plus, if you're musical, musicians often try to emulate the human voice and vice versa. The human voice tries to emulate the instruments. So, it's like, when is the first singer, is what you just asked me in my head. I was like, he said Eve. So, yeah, so that's a tough question, I don't know. Sorry? Who influenced me? Well, that's a tie-in. The first, well, so many vocalists and musicians. But I guess one of my first introduction was actually through Antonio Carlos Jobim, or Tom Jobim's music, which was a funny stepping stone into jazz. And then I loved Peggy Lee. But then in learning so much more, obviously Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan are the top two jazz singers that everyone knows, right? But I personally love Anita O'Day as well, and she has a much deeper voice, and I think I try to emulate her sound quite a bit, not necessarily on purpose, but it happens with your influences, right? But my number one singer is Aretha Franklin, and it was her birthday yesterday, so. Happy birthday, yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned that you have new people coming into the band every
Yes.
How does that work for you guys to kind of get into harmony with each other?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, so he was asking, I'm saying, for the live stream about, I'd mentioned that we have different musicians who come in and out of this band every month, and how does that work with making some music, essentially having harmony within the group. And it's quite a challenge, but professional musicians are professional listeners. And I think that we all can attest to that listening to one another is a really easy way to connect, even though we might not know each other beforehand. I think that listening to each other, and obviously knowing the music beforehand helps. Does anyone have any other points?
Yeah. Hey, also to this question, New Orleans it's full of musicians. There are a lot of us, but it's also a pretty small community. So a lot of the times, there are folks on the stage as of right now that we've played together in different configurations. So it's also, this is a thing. Maybe this music is, I've not played this with these people, but I played other things with them. So I kind of know what Kate's gonna do, more or less. Not totally, but this kind of thing. So this helps too.
Yeah, it's a real community. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Select the music as a group, or who picks?
Well, so actually, Jade and I, who isn't here today, we tend to work on the set list, and we work together a lot on this one because we both love these two great singers, Carmen McRae and Betty Carter, and so we wanted to pay homage to them, especially on Women's History Month, and so yeah, we work on it together. Yeah.
Does that inform which musicians come in and out based on the
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we have a very specific sound that we want to achieve, and we'll ask, so I guess a specific question, we have a booking agent company that's adjacent to the national park that then we can oftentimes request, but oftentimes she just sends us who she thinks, she's great at this too, of creating a band that she knows the musicians have worked together already in different configurations, or she's like, this will sound good, and does matchmaking for musicians. Yeah, so it all sort of really comes together. Yeah.
Dixieland
Is Dixieland jazz? Oh, Carrie. Let's go. He's. Do you want to answer this one?
No, they put two devil words together.
Is Dixieland jazz? The short answer is no. Ish. Come on, Carrie.
They have the same tunes. I'll put it to you that way. But it's just an approach, different approach to the playing, to performance. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's more about the Dixieland is sort of an older term for, I mean, it meant music south of the Mason-Dixie line, right? And it was sort of attributed after this music was already around here in the South by white musicians who wanted to perform it and claim it, and so they called it Dixieland. That's fine. But here we call it New Orleans traditional jazz. That's where jazz is from. Where is jazz from? There we go. Yeah.
Why women have been sort of underrepresented in the history today, are there more and more women coming into jazz, or how do you know, like, what the balance?
I don't know the statistics on that. He was asking about women's involvement in jazz music and how it's been historically lacking. I don't know. Yeah, you were asking the statistics. I don't know the exact numbers. Does anyone know the numbers? I feel like I am lucky to know a lot of women and non-binary musicians, but it is definitely still a male-dominated scene. Does anyone want to? You have numbers? I don't know. I think should ask.
I'm staying under that word.
Hi. I guess I just, a little tiny thing to say to that. Well, if you think about the history, is that, are you thinking about the history as it's been written or as it actually happened? So many, right, like many women and transgender musicians have existed throughout jazz history and exist now and frequently are quite underrepresented in festivals, in documentaries about the history of jazz, or books or whatever. However people learn about jazz history, these people are often quite underrepresented. So,
So sort of confirmation bias of the history that wasn't written down about what maybe some of these black women in New Orleans were doing, and so then people just thought they weren't doing anything, when obviously that's not true.
Yeah, thanks, Kate. And also to answer this, there's a really great interview from the Jazz and Heritage during a jazz fest. I think it was like 2016 or something, with Jerry Allen, great pianist, and the tradition that they're interviewing her, and she's asked a similar question, and she I felt very succinctly answered by just saying that, like, in this field, as many others, it's a reflection of our society at large. So, not to just like put it only on the music, but it's part of a bigger picture. The issues we face, and I think that's the easiest way for me, to look at it, and when you want to really get into this.
Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, last question. You're gonna have to repeat that. I'm sorry.
Is there a core group of instruments that a New Orleans Jazz Band uses, or has it become more progressive in like strings, guitars, or brass, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so there definitely is a traditional. You want to
Actually,
answer?
strings have always been.
Yeah, strings have. Okay.
That's not really a new thing. Strings have always been a part of jazz music. It was what you had and available, and if you were able to play it, because there were early traditional music, barring, as I said before this morning, barring calling it jazz or Dixieland or whatever the commercial tag that was put onto it. barring calling it that, it was just the pop music at the time. So if you played kazookaphone and you could play it well enough and you were able to be hired to perform it, to entertain, it was used.
So I'm actually, I'm thinking about Christian Scott Atunde. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he's pretty like modernized what jazz music sounds like. He uses a kora, which is an African instrument. It's usually handmade, but it looks like he's got something else he's doing with it. I've also seen him play live, and his drummer use a drum pad, like a SPDSX. It's like crazy, you know, because he's playing all of the stuff he would play on drums, but incorporating, you know, an electronic sound also. So I would say it's highly evolved at this point. You know, it's pretty much anything goes. You know, I think they call it stretch music. That's, yeah, something like that.
Great. You want some more music? Yes. This one is a very special one because it has a fundamental element of jazz music, New Orleans jazz music, and it's called a call and response. So I call and you respond. You ready? You want to do the thing? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Yes. Will you give me the note? It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-I, 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 do-I. It don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-I, 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 do-I. Oh!
got that sway. Do I, oh, it don't mean a thing. All you gotta do is sing. Come on. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, don't mean a thing if it ain't got that sway. Do I. Come on, last time. Hey. Good job. Easy lyrics. I hear music. This tune is called I Hear Music. Do you hear music? Yeah. One, two, three. I hear music, mighty fine music. The murmur of the morning breeze up there, the rattle of the milkman on the square. Sure, that's music, mighty fine music. The murmuring of the barrel in the sky, the burning of the coffee right nearby. That's my favorite melody. You, my angel, phoning me. I hear music, mighty fine music. And every time I think my world is wrong, I get me out of bed and sing this song. The milkman on the stairs. Sure, that's music, mighty fine music. Turning of the sparrow in the sky, and of the coffee right nearby. That's my favorite melody. You, my angel, holding me. I hear music, mighty fine music. And anytime I think my world is wrong, I get me out of bed and sing this song. Thank you. We're on our last tune, everybody. It's called Old Devil Moon. And then it goes
isn't this way? No? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I look at you and suddenly something in your eyes I see soon begins bewitching me. It's that old devil moon that you stole from the sky. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, riding your light, candle the light to your candle, to your razzle dazzle. You got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride, full of butterflies inside. I wanna laugh, wanna live, wanna cry like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, old devil moon deep in your eyes, blind me with love. Audrey Smith. I don't know, that old devil moon that you stole from the skies. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. You and your glance make this romance too hard to handle. Stars in the night, blazing the light, can't hold a candle to your razzle dazzle. You got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride, full of butterflies inside. I wanna cry, wanna laugh like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, old devil moon deep in your eyes, blind me with love. Old devil moon deep in your eyes, blind me with love. Old devil moon deep in your eyes, blind me with love.
Thank you so much. Audrey Smith. Carrie Lewis Sr., Jasmine Butler, Kate Campbell Strauss. My name is Saskia Walker. Thank you. Now, before you leave, you have some homework to do, which is to go to 419 Decatur Street and pick up our program for all of the other shows that we put on every day, Tuesday through Saturday. We're open 9 to 5 pretty much, and you should come and you can see so many more free programs just like this one. So please feel free to stop by, and the Jazz Museum also hosts so many of these incredible programs. So thank you for this beautiful venue, and see you next time. Bye-bye.